Hey, what is up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. Today, we are, it seems like we're in a magical library type thing, you know? Oh, wait, this is magical, I can fly. Okay, but the reason I made today's video is because, well, I feel the need to explain enchantment books in depth. You know, I think, I feel like I expect that my audience understands exactly what I'm talking about, you know? So, to at least make it seem like what I'm saying is true, I'm gonna make some tutorials on that stuff. So today, like I said, I think, uh, tutorial on enchantments. I built this nice little area here, just to go over enchantments, you know. Here we are at the magical library, you know. Let's pop on in. Let's pop on in. Ah, what a nice, cozy little library. Dang. Okay, so, first off, we're gonna get right into it. We're going to start off with the first two enchants that can go on basically everything. Something you're going to want to hope you have on every single piece. Unbreaking and Mending. So one thing I learned is that not everyone knew this, or knows this. Yeah. But if you go into an enchantment table, throw in two books of the same level, you can actually, you know, here's level 2 on Unbreaking, you can get a level 3 one. Of course, level 3 is the maximum level you can get on for Unbreaking, so you can only do it so far in survival. Of course, yeah, like I said, Mending is pretty good. So, I did some research on this stuff. Y'all better get excited. Continue to the paper. So, let's see, where is my map? So, Unbreaking. It is so good. Unbreaking basically reduces the chance of your tool, item of some sort, like armor, anything like that. It reduces the chance that it will take damage by basically there's this math equation that goes on. The equation is 100 divided by the level of your Unbreaking plus 1. So let's say you have level 1. 100 divided by 1 plus 1, for example level 1 plus 1, you get 100 divided by 2, which is 50. You have a 50% chance that your tool will take damage. Now, if we take this up to the max, that's 100 divided by 3 plus 1. So 100 divided by 4. There's now a 25% chance that your tool or item is going to take damage, which is really good. Your tools will last so long. Mending, of course, is, personally I think, is the best enchant in the game. Mending repairs 2 durability per point of experience, as long as you are holding or wearing the item. Basically, your tools will never break, so long as you have like some sort of XP farm. I'm not going to demonstrate this kind of stuff just because, you know, that would take too long and, well, I don't want to make that long of a video. Now, like I said, there are multiple ways of getting these kind of enchantment books. Well, I never said that, but I kind of implied it. So like I said, there's the way you could mix or combine 2 books of the same level to get a book of a higher level. Another way is through enchantment. Here we have a full enchantment table. Let me pull out let's say a wooden sword real quick. Right here we see the level of which we are enchanting. Right here says how many levels it costs to enchant, and of course we need lapis. In this case, for Unbreaking 3, which is pretty nice, we would need 3 lapis, but since I'm in creative, we don't see this. This is level 30 enchantment, which is the maximum enchantment you can get. To get a level 30 enchantment, you need at least 15 books surrounding the enchantment table on all sides with a 1 block gap in between. Well, it doesn't matter if it's on all sides, so long as there are 15 blocks or 15 bookshelves in total. If you have any blocks in between these, it will break it. For example, let's say I take, I think, a lantern. Do that. We only have 26 now. What is that? So, you know, enchantments. This can get you basically every enchantment in the game, except for certain ones like, well, I'll get into those. Also, like I said, I built this entire area, but the only area that we're going into is this room right here. In this tutorial, I'm going to be talking about basically every single book, not in depth for everything, of course, but yeah. And I'm going to show you all, in my opinion, the best enchants you can have on every piece. So I guess we can start off with some special mentions beforehand, just because I feel like I'm going to forget about them later. Curse of Binding. Put that on any armor piece. If you put it on, you cannot take it off unless the armor piece breaks or you die. Similarly, Curse of Vanishing. Curse of Vanishing can go on any item piece, whether it be tools, armor, such as that. If you die with an item that has Curse of Vanishing, it will disappear. You will not be able to pick it up. Now, here we have a Java only enchant right now. I'm playing Bedrock, so I don't have this. Sweeping Edge is a enchant that is, like I said, Java only. The way it works is, let's see, where is it on my list? List. Tell me. Where did I? Okay. Sweeping Edge, like I said, is Java only. It basically the way it works is with every level, you will gain either 50% at base level, level 1 Sweeping Edge, 67% at level 2, and 75% on level 3. The way that this damage works is if you hit a mob, the sweeping animation will hit the mobs around it for the percentage amount. So if you deal 100% damage to the mob you swing at, the rest of the mobs around it will take either 50%, 67%, or 75% damage based on the level of your Sweeping Edge. And now we have a enchant that has not even been implemented to the game yet. Swift Sneak. This is going to be added when the Warden and the Deep Dark are added. Basically, the way that Swift Sneak works is that 15% of your walk speed per level will be increased while you're sneaking. So basically, when you're sneaking, I can actually show this to y'all. You move, let's say this is you normally walking. If you sneak, you only move at 30% speed. That's not very good, especially if you're going to be in the Deep Dark. What does that say? Oh. Well, basically, if you're in the Deep Dark trying to evade the Warden, and you're walking like this, man, this would take forever. I'd never be able to explore the Deep Dark. But with Swift Sneak, every level increases your walking speed by 50%, like I said. So at level 1, you now have 45% walking speed. At level 2, you have 60% walking speed. And at max level, level 3, 75% walking speed. Basically, you're going to be moving like, let's say you walk like this. You're going to be walking pretty fast, I'd say. I'd say that's going to be a nice addition. And if I could, those would go on these boots. I haven't even shown these boots yet to tell you guys how amazing they are, right? Of course, I only used iron armor because, you know, enchantments can go on everything. Whether it be wood, stone, iron, gold, diamond, netherite, yeah. And maybe even whenever, if they ever add any other ore type tools, armor, such as that. So, we also got mutually exclusive enchants. Only one enchant can go on this type of armor piece at a time. For example, Projectile Protection, Fire Protection, and Blast Protection. This can go on all of these pieces, but only one at a time. Basically, the way it works is Protection is like an umbrella. It will protect you against all forms of damage. The way this works is that the damage reduction is, it's weird. It's a lot of math. I'm not going to do the math. I'm not going to try explaining because I'm probably going to get something wrong. But basically, each level of protection decreases any damage you take, whether it be some fall damage, hits from mobs, such as that. And then we got Fire Protection. Fire Protection does something that Protection does, like protect you from fire, but it is way better at it. the percent at which it will protect you from fire is way higher than protection. But the downside to this is you're not exactly very strong against mob hits or explosions, where blast protection comes in. Blast protection protects you from all blasts, like, let's say, a gassed fireball, or the wither, or TNT. Anything that explodes, you will take less damage because of blast protection. But again, it's weak against fire. It's weak against mob hits. Everything like that. And last but not least, we got Projectile Protection. Projectile Protection just protects you from any kind of projectile. Do I need to explain projectile? Maybe. It's just anything that's being thrown at you, shot at you, anything that's not exactly hitting you up close, like skeletons. Things like that. Or blaze, maybe. Okay, and one more thing about Protection 4. Right now on Bedrock, there is a bug where Protection does not protect you against any potion effect. You are basically taking the full hit from protection, or from any potion. Like the Wither, with its Wither effect, you are getting affected completely by it right now. But right now, Mojang is working on fixing it so that Protection is now completely an umbrella enchant. Next, we got Thorns. Thorns is something that people... It's like an optional enchant. It's not liked by everyone, because if you like to work with mobs, then Thorns is not for you, because if they hit you, the mob's probably going to die. The way that Thorns works is... Thorns gives a chance of dealing 1 to 4 damage to whatever hits you. The way the math works it's the level times 15%, and that is the chance at which you will deal damage to an enemy. At Thorns 3, you have a 45% chance of dealing damage to any mob that hits you. Basically, it's just good for if you're maybe just out and about fighting mobs all day. If you're not into, like, maybe making some farms, or if you're not into just transporting mobs in general, Thorns is not for you. Or, well, Thorns is for you if you don't like doing that stuff. But if you do like doing that stuff, Thorns is not for you. Trust me. I've had Thorns before, and I've killed so many mobs because of it, by accident, and I regretted it so much. Now I'm like, I make sure I don't have Thorns on any armor piece. Next we got, Unbreaking 3, I already explained that, and Mending, those two, again, see? Those are on every piece. Now we got some special helmet items, or enchants. These can only go on the helmet. Aquafinity basically increases the speed at which you can mine underwater. At level 1, it increases mining speed by 10, at level 2 by 20, and at level 3 by 30. Respiration is really good in my opinion. Respiration increases the amount of time you can spend underwater by 15 seconds per level. 60 seconds is the max amount of time you can spend underwater, including your base drowning level, I suppose. But, of course, if you use a turtle shell, that increases the amount of time you can stay under by 10 seconds. Another cool thing I learned about respiration is that you also have a higher chance to not take damage while drowning. At level 3, I should explain how the math works, of course. The way the math works is the level of your respiration divided by your level of your respiration again, plus 1. So at level 3, that is a level 3 divided by 3 plus 1. So you have a 75% chance to not take damage while drowning. That is amazing. You could drown for, I don't know how long, but you could drown for a while if you wanted. I don't know why you'd want to do that. Do you, I guess. Now we move on to the boots. Boots have a lot more enchants we gotta talk about. Death Strider 3, one of my favorite enchants again. I mean, of course I like it. It's one of the best enchants in the game. Soul Speed 3 basically just increases the speed at which you can run underwater. Or, well, move underwater, I should say. Maybe even swim? I don't know. Let's see. If I can't find it, I'm just not going to talk about it. Yeah, basically, just know that every level you add, the more you can move underwater. Feather Falling 4, again, one of the better enchants. It allows you to fall from high places and not die to fall damage as easily. This one I'm definitely going to talk about because I love it so much. If I can find it, that is. Ah, yes. Feather Falling reduces fall damage by 12% per level. 40% is the maximum level you get from Feather Falling 4, and this stacks with Protection up to 80%. This also reduces Ender Pearl damage. If Ender Pearls, throw them a lot, you take damage. If you're running away from something, you don't want to take damage. So, Feather Falling, Protection, anything to mitigate the amount of damage you're taking, it's nice. Now we got Soul Speed 3, another one of those controversial, optional type enchants. I personally like to use it because I like to traverse the Nether sometimes, and Soul Sand Valleys are annoying. Soul Speed 3, or Soul Speed in general, increases the speed at which you can walk, run, and whatever you want on Soul Sand or Soul Soil. It is really nice, I gotta say. But again, this also has one issue. I shall explain it completely real quick. Soul Speed. It increases your movement on Soul Sand or Soul Soil by 40.5 at level 1, 51 at level 2, and 61.5 at level 3. You're going to move fast. And, not only that, every level, there's also a 4% chance to reduce durability. But Unbreaking will decrease this amount by 20 at level 1, 27 at level 2, and 30% at level 3. So basically, let me get my calculator out real quick. I'll do the math. You'll hear me. Calculator, clicking away. 0.04 times 0.3. You have a 1.2% chance to... wait, 4 minus that. Okay, my bad. You have to subtract the 1.2% from the 4%, so you have a 2.8% chance of reducing durability of your boots, which is way better than a 4% chance. Of course you're going to want that. Now again, we got one of those controversial enchants, Frostwalker. I personally don't like this one at all. So long as you're not falling, jumping, or flying into water, and the water has to be all at the same level, you can freeze it. At level 1, the water will freeze in a circle around you. At level 2, it will freeze in a square. And the cool thing about this is, of course, the ice will eventually dissipate. It will eventually melt. But during the night, the ice will last way longer. Now, of course, I'm going to show you guys the armor for reference. Here is the helmet. Here's the chest plate. Here are the leggings. Here are the boots. These are my preferred enchants on my armor. I like to run around with this stuff. Now, let's move on to the rest of this. Okay, let's start off with the sword. So again, the sword has one of these choose one, not all three kind of things. Sharpness 5. In my opinion, the best enchant for a sword. It increases damage by 1.25 per level. Netherite does 12 damage without Sharpness 5, but Sharpness 5 will increase it to 14.25 damage. This is pretty nice against basically most mobs, the Ender Dragon, Withers, anything like that. Smite. This is basically like Sharpness, but it's way more effective against a specific thing, such as undead mobs. Undead mobs would include skeletons, zombies, zombie pigmen, Wither, let's see, what else? Wither skeletons. I think that's it. There's probably more, but I can't think of them off the top of my head. And then Bane of Arthropods. Just don't. I'm sorry. I mean, I guess if you have a spider farm, yes, but Bane of Arthropods is only effective against spiders. Sure, maybe if they added an update where there were more types of bugs that could attack you, I guess I could see this being useful, but right now, it only affects spiders, and you can one-shot spiders with a single crit hit of a Sharpness 5 sword. And that's kind of sad. Now we got Knockback 2. I'm not going to talk about the specifics of this. Just know that with every level of knockback, you knock things further away from you. This is, again, controversial, and for some people, it's like, do you want to keep your enemies close to you, or do you want to keep your enemies far from you? This could be useful against creepers, but let's say you are fighting, I don't know, some wither skeletons, and you somehow knock them off the edge. What if they had a wither skeleton head? Like, oh well, I guess you lost that. So again, controversial. Fire Aspect 2. Again, controversial. Fire Aspect 2 would make fighting Endermen terrible, because if they're on fire, they're constantly taking damage, and they're constantly teleporting. You don't want to deal with that. I don't like it. Well, I like it early game because it allows me to collect, slaughter some animals, get instantly cooked food. That's pretty nice. It's good for if you're just on the road, traveling or something. Now, Looting 3. The second best enchant on a sword, because, it's good for farming and stuff like that. The way that looting works is it increases the maximum number of items for common drops by 1 per level. So let's say a zombie drops 1 rotten flesh. It's not the maximum amount it can drop, but Looting 3 will increase it to 4. It will drop 4 rotten flesh instead. And this also increases the chance of a rare item by adding a second chance if the original attempt fails. Basically, the way this math works is the level of the enchant divided by the level of the enchant plus 1. So at max level, you get a 0.75, or you get a 75% increased chance of possibly getting a rare item. This also works so long as looting is held. This is good for Trident killers, which is bedrock only, and arrows. So on Java, you can hold your sword in your offhand. If you use your arrows to shoot at enemies, you get the looting effect. Again, we got these two enchants that go on everything. And here is my favorite kind of, or well, not exactly my favorite kind of sword, but it's a sword that most people would tend to go for. By the way, I know I didn't explain this earlier, but if you're going to use the anvil, make sure you do it smart. Because if you start adding a bunch of books together, let me just pull out a bunch of books like this. Let me show you this. If I put these two together, put it like, oh, I managed to grab the same thing again. It went up. It goes up to 2. Put on another. It goes up to 4. Put on another. It goes up to 9. Put on another. It goes up to 16. Put on another. 35. Now let's say I try to put this on my sword. 68. And these are useless enchants. I'm only getting a level 5. That is not worth it. On survival, there is a max limit about of XP that something can cost. So once you enchant something too much, sadly, your item is probably going to end up being unusable at some point. Basically, if you have to repair your tools by adding something to it, eventually you're going to be unable to repair it, which is why mending tends to be pretty useful. Now we got pickaxes and general tools or tools in general. Basically, all tools, pickaxe, axe, shovel, hoe, other than others. Yeah, that's it. You can add Silk Touch or Fortune. These are again mutually exclusive. Silk Touch makes it so that if you mine a block, it will always come back in that form. So like, let's say you mine a grass block, you'll get the grass block, not a dirt block. If you mine stone, you're gonna get stone, not cobblestone. It's pretty nice. This is one of my favorite enchants because I use it all the time. Like when I'm mining glass, I don't want to have to waste glass if I misplace. So Silk Touch is nice. And there's Fortune. This is great for early game. I mean, it's good everywhere. It's good throughout the game as well if you're just trying to like get cobblestone. It's pretty nice. Fortune 3 basically just increases the amount of drops you get from mining a ore, a leaf from a tree, or crops. Let's see, where is it? Fortune increases, like I said, the maximum number of drops possible by 1. And on glowstone, prismarine, lanterns, melons, or other kind of things that drop the other stuff, it will basically guarantee you to get just enough to craft the block again. So in cases like where you're farming melon, it's probably better if you use Silk Touch. it doesn't work on everything. So again, if you're farming, you can't farm glowstone like that. You're probably just gonna have to go around looking for it. Again, Soak Touch would probably be more useful. So yeah, Fortune 3. Now we got Efficiency 5. This is really good. Efficiency increases the speed at which you can use your tool. Basically, if you're just using your fist, you have a speed of 1. If you're using a wood tool, you have a speed of 2. A stone tool, you have a speed of 4. Iron tool, you have a speed of 6. Diamond tool, you have a speed of 8. Netherite tool, you have a speed of 9. And a gold tool, you have a speed of 12. But be careful. Gold also has the weakest durability, and it can't even mine itself. It can't mine iron. It's going to break the iron, and you're not going to be able to pick it up. Don't use gold. Sorry. And then shears. They have a general speed of 1.5, but they also have a speed of 5 on wool and 15 on cobwebs. Swords have a mining speed of 1.5 and 15 on cobwebs. They also have a really high mining speed on bamboo. I don't know the exact number, but it's really high. It's basically the preferred tool. And then efficiency will add 1 plus the level of your efficiency squared when using the proper tool. Efficiency 5 will add 26 speed to any tool. On Java, efficiency on axes has a chance to disable shields. This starts at 25%, but every level will give you another 5% chance. And then if you're using haste on top of this, this adds 20 times the level of your haste. I think haste 2 is the maximum you can get on survival. So you can get another 40 levels of breaking speed. It's pretty nice. It's good for clearing out large chunks and stuff like that. Again, that stuff. Here's just one of the pickaxes. Basically, the only difference between a fortune pickaxe is just get rid of the silk touch, add fortune, and you're done. That's it. It's pretty nice. Again, but you don't want to have Curse of Binding or Curse of Vanishing on this kind of stuff unless you're trying to do like a minigame or something. I don't know. So now we got the bow. These two are mutually exclusive. Mending and Infinity. Basically, Infinity just makes it so any arrow you use besides special effect arrows, well, I guess I should just say that arrows if you have one arrow in your inventory, you have infinite shots until the bow breaks, of course, which is why Infinity and Unbreaking work so well. Mending, the issue with Mending is the fact that you'll eventually run out of arrows, so you're going to have a limited number of shots. It's not bad, but not great either if you don't have like a skeleton farm or like Fletchers to trade with, I suppose. And then we got Power 5. Power 5 just increases the amount of damage your bow can do. I learned some stuff about bows as well throughout this. The way it works is, where'd it go? Power increases the amount of damage by 25 times the level plus 1. The level of your power, of course. Rounded up to the nearest half heart. Basically, if at Power 5, if you don't even charge your bow and you just shoot it randomly, like just spam click your fire button basically, you're going to deal 3 damage. At medium charge, you're going to deal 13 damage. At full charge, you're going to get 15 damage. And then a crit will deal 25 damage. I'm not exactly sure. I had to do a lot of research online using the Minecraft fandom stuff. So I got these numbers. I'm not exactly sure what they mean completely, because I'm still new to this kind of stuff. I never actually looked into it. But basically, I just found out about crits. Crits, the way crits work, are that they're random. There's no way to actually get crits with a bow. But with a sword, the way you get crits is you jump and make sure you hit the whatever you're trying to kill as you're falling. That's it with that. Okay, now we got punch. Punch. It's just knockback for a bow. Okay. Flame. We got fire aspect for a bow. So yeah, here's the presumably best bow build. Personally, I would go for every enchant here because of the fact if a mob can't reach you, you can just keep shooting at it. It's pretty nice. Now we got crossbows. Again, we got some more mutually exclusive enchants. Quick charge and multi-shot. Quick charge reduces the reload speed of a crossbow by 0.25 seconds per level. Without any quick charge, it takes 1.25 seconds to reload your crossbow. At level 1, this drops it down to 1 second. Level 2, 0.75 seconds. At level 3, 0.5 seconds. It's pretty nice. And then multi-shot basically makes it so every arrow you load into the bow, or into the crossbow, will shoot out 3 arrows instead. It's pretty nice. Fun fact about the crossbow: you can load rockets into it. You can load special arrows into it. You can just load normal arrows into it. Multi-shot will basically multiply whatever you put into it by 3 and shoot them all out. Of course, if you shoot them out, you can only pick up 1 of those arrows, because that's a duplication glitch and nobody likes that. Well, developers don't like that. We as players, we like that, I'd say. Now we got Piercing 4. With every level of Piercing, it allows you to pierce 1 more mob. So basically at Piercing 4, we can now pierce 5 enemies, and the arrow left behind, even if it's a status arrow, will always be able to pick it up. Thus, we have infinite use of our arrows, so that makes it pretty nice. And then the cover items. So here's what I would say is probably one of the best crossbows you can get. I don't use crossbows very often, so I'm kind of new to those. Now, fishing rods. I'm just gonna go through this quickly. Basically, Luck of the Sea will increase the chance at which you get rarer items. Without Luck of the Sea, the chance of getting a fish is 85%, the chance of getting treasure is 5%, and the chance of getting junk is 10%. Fish is just like cod, salmon, tropical fish, that stuff. And pufferfish, I forgot about that. Treasure is like enchantment books, I think Nautilus shells count? They might be trash, actually. I haven't looked into the treasure table in a while. But junk includes stuff like tripwires, leather boots, leather armor, tripwire. Did I say tripwire hooks? I don't remember. I think lily pads, string, rotten flesh, bones. I want to say there's more. There's probably more, but I can't think of them off the top of my head. But basically, with Luck of the Sea 3, the chance of getting fish is 84.5. The chance of treasure increases to 11.3. And the chance of getting junk drops to 4.2%. So it's pretty nice. Lure 3 will just decrease the amount of time you have to wait for each fish. Between each cast and pull by 5 seconds. So basically, this decreases the amount of time you have to wait for your fish by 15 seconds. It's pretty nice. Here's the best fishing rod you can get. Moving on to Tridents. Okay, we got some mutually exclusive stuff. Riptide 3. Riptide 3 basically just allows you to use the Riptide and just jump around with water. It allows you to, if you charge your Trident, you can't throw it anymore, but you can now go flying in the air when you're in water. Each level of Riptide will increase the distance at which you travel. It also allows you to move pretty quickly underwater. Now, these two right here can go together, but neither of them can go with Riptide. Loyalty 3 just makes it so that if you throw the Trident, it's going to come back to you, no matter what. Each level of Loyalty will just increase the speed at which it comes back to you. Channeling makes it so that if it's thunderstorming in the area that you're at, and you throw the Trident and it hits something, that something will get struck by lightning. It's pretty nice. You can make witches, you can make charged creepers, anything you want. Impaling 5. Okay, so Impaling 5, I learned, is way different between Java and Bedrock. Let me pull this up. So, the way that Impaling 5 works is that It increases the amount of damage on aquatic mobs by 2.5 times the number of hearts times 1.25. This only applies to Java. It only works on aquatic mobs, such as, let's say, fish, axolotls, guardians, that kind of stuff. It does not apply to drowned because they technically count as undead, not not aquatic mobs, which I kind of find kind of dumb. I feel like they should apply to both. And then on bedrock, that same math is used, but it applies to any mob in water. This includes rain. So long as they're in water of some form, they're always going to take that increased damage. I personally prefer that compared to Java. And then we got the 2 books. So here's one of the best tridents you can get. For the channeling, or for the Riptide trident, you're probably going to want to get rid of Riptide and just put on the channeling and the loyalty. That's it. Now for your shield, it's pretty simple, just Unbreaking Mending. Flint and Steel, pretty simple, Unbreaking Mending. Shears, almost the same, except Unbreaking Mending and Efficiency. Right. Now Elytra, pretty simple, Unbreaking Mending, can't put Protection. Now, before I end this video, I got to show you guys one of my favorite things about the books, Fire Aspect 2. I don't know if this applies to Flame. I didn't think to test it out. I don't know why. But I'm going to show you guys a few tricks here. Fire Aspect. If you have this on your sword, you can do the same thing. But see this TNT right here? Let me just right-click it. Oh my gosh, it lit. Wow. I didn't need a flint and steel for that. Oh, fun trick, by the way. If you put an anvil on top of TNT like that, it will basically just block the explosion that it does. So that's why my building didn't get destroyed. And then right here, right-click. Oh my gosh, it's lit! Whoa! See that? You can light your candles with Fire Aspect. Let me test this out with Flame real quick. Where is Flame? By the way, I believe I've gone through basically every single enchant that exists. Did I go over it? I did. Basically every single enchant that exists within this game at the moment. Let's do this again. Pop, pop, Flame. Nope, you cannot do it. So it only works with Fire Aspect, either 1 or 2. And oh, hey Cubert, hey Milk, hi Cookie. Bromy was here. Okay, so with that, I guess actually, you know what? I'm gonna hop up here a little. Oh, you know what? I'll sit at my little desk. Oh, I shouldn't have jumped like that. Let's I guess thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something. I certainly did. You know what? I'll go through my list one more time just to make sure I didn't miss anything that I thought was kind of cool. Let's see. Yeah. Yep. Well, I got everything. Yeah, I think so. Okay. Thank you for watching my long video, and I hope you enjoyed. I guess tune in next time if I have another tutorial. Yeah, again, thank you for watching. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you like my content, hit the subscribe button. I might be posting more videos more frequently now since summer vacation. I just graduated high school. It's pretty nice. I got more time to myself. So, thank you for watching. Have a good one.